Hello, everybody. Anna Taranova here. And you can see I'm solo again today. Robin skipped on the cold weather and went to Costa Rica for business. And anyway, well, I'm here. Oops, that's wrong one. I'm doing something like it's a beginning of March. So we're kind of going into little florals. So we're doing a cherry blossom today. And we're talking about what to expect from blossoming spring market. It doesn't look like much of spring outside, but let's hope this cocktail will bring us there. So, what are we making? Cherry blossom sounds delicious. I am a little bit skeptical, to be honest, about this drink. Um, and I actually was going to change the recipe a little bit, but kind of going with it. So, I got ice in the ice shaker. It's a shaking drink. So it says we're gonna use gin. I actually wanted to use the Empress gin, which is local from Victoria gin. We're adding cherry jam to it, as you can see. So I thought it would be really cool to play with some color. So here it goes. Then we adding half an ounce Bianco vermouth. Usually it's not my favorite. I find it's very strong flavor, but we'll go for it. Some fresh lemon juice and a tablespoon of jam. So let's maybe give it like an extra here. So there are different kind of jams. So major maybe need to go with the sour jam because the sour jams they're a little bit more cherry forward. I would find sweeter jams. Oh, sorry. Sweeter jams, I find lack of cherry flavor. So, and maybe sour jam versus sweet jam, I'm not sure. Anyway, I had an idea to put actually more of a juice and add simple syrup maybe to it. So you can get that sweetness from the jam, but more flavor from cherry juice. But that was my idea yesterday, but I am going with what I got here. So let's shake this. I guess I can shake and dance at the same time. I need to make Robin dance one episode. I've been dancing for six seasons. Robin even shaking for 6 seasons. So so it's kind of the idea you want to shake your cocktail until it's super cold to hold in your hand. And I'm just gonna, well, maybe I could have strained it a little bit more. But here you go. It's going in. Our booklet did say maybe garnish with floral, edible flower. I don't have any. I know Robin usually is good for it. But I decided that since we're kind of adding fresh lemon juice, to add a lemon twist to it. And that's would be nice. So there you go. So I use the Empress gin, and the color is great, nice pink flavor. I feel like the lemon twist just added tons of fragrance. It's really good. I don't love the Bianco vermouth. It's such a strong flavor. I would maybe cut it in like half. I think it was a half an ounce, maybe put like a quarter of an ounce, just because it's just so strong. But it's my personal preference, I feel like. And it has very subtle sweetness from the jam and nice fresh lemon punch. So overall, I think it's a very pleasant cocktail. If you enjoy something like a cosmopolitan, it's kind of like that. And I would probably try with a cherry juice just because I feel like that's going to be more cherry flavor. This one, it looks pretty, but I don't taste any cherries. Mm. But it's a really pleasant cocktail. So I definitely recommend maybe with some adjustments. Maybe I'll actually go ahead and make the cocktail next time and put my review on our social media, just to kind of give you guys an idea without which one is better. So now we're gonna go back and talk about the spring market. Is it going to be blossoming or not? And I know we all hear different headlines in the news and media, and everybody is telling you all different kind of things. But I figured what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some stats from Calgary Real Estate Board for February and kind of talk a little bit more about it, because we actually had Anne Marie, our economist, at the brokerage last week, where we kind of went what to expect from the spring based on what we've seen right now. And I will kind of add her notes while I'm talking about the market in Calgary right now. So I'm just going to put a first graph on. So this one is, so it's, okay, keep it in mind, this is for February, right? We're already in March, but it kind of gives you an idea like where we're heading and how we're performing overall for city of Calgary. So this is the total real estate. So you can see the graph on one side is sales, another one is new listings. The red line that goes across, that's a 10-year average. Yellow is semi-detached, so it's like a duplex style. Green is apartment style. Purple is row, so that's kind of like your townhouse style with condo fees or without. And blue is detached homes. So as you can see, overall, the detached homes are selling the most. That's from the total sales. I don't know if you guys seen it on your left side or, um, but and you can see that the sales are pretty close to the listings, to the new listings that come out for February. And this is from 2016, like February across from 2016 to now, so the last 10 years. So you can see that our new listings are slightly higher for the 10-year average, except the 2022, we had super high jump in the listings. That's going to be on your right side as you're looking at the screen. But we are low in listings in total compared to the last year. So the new listings are down. And of course, our sales are down. And that could be a lot of different factors. Considering that is our sales down because there is less listings to pick from, right? Or people waiting for the spring market to come. And, I have definitely quite a few buyers that's sitting on the fence and waiting to see what else comes in inventory. So if you look at this to me is pretty balanced market. I think for Calgary, we have just over 3 months of inventory to sell in total. That's not a lot. This is detached homes. So the detached homes is still the most preferred product in Calgary to buy. And I would say same for the surrounding areas, to be honest. And you can see that the sales, the sale units, I would like very healthy in comparing the last 10 years. You can see that 21, 22, and 24 show higher sales, but the rest of it, we actually in a normal sales market. When people saying like, well, we have low sales, nobody is buying. Well, we're not underperforming than our 10-year average. Also for the new listings, you can see our new listings for detached homes pretty much the same as of last year and a little bit lower than our 10-year average just on overall. So we don't have many listings in detached home sector. And so the sales that we do have in the detached homes in Calgary, it's like, they pretty much on a higher percentage in terms of most of the homes sell in the detached sector. So, and there is because it is a preferred one and the low inventory of new listings coming out, the detached homes are still struggling in terms of the buyers for detached homes will be being like they will have to compete with each other quite a bit, still, especially in some of the communities. Here's the semi-detached. Semi-detached is very interesting product. I think it's one of my favorite products in Calgary because it gives you a sense of detached home without detached home pricing. And as you can see, for the listing units, new listings, which is again on your right side, we are just around that 10-year average mark, and the sales are higher than 10-year average mark. That is, we have less inventory in a semi-detached product. Builders are building less of semi-detached as well, and there is a little bit of higher demand. So we're gonna see the semi-detached and detached homes still being quite competitive. As we move in, so row is your townhouses that can have a condo fees or no condo fees. That the product is was probably had quite a big increase with the new builds in everywhere in the city of Calgary, some inner city, and of course, tons of them will build in the new areas. So we can see that new listings as those new builds are finishing up right now and they're coming to the market. We see that that row new listings is jumping up even in comparison to the last year, but the sales are not as strong. So we will see some competitive pricing there, which is good for the buyers who are looking to buy a townhouse or row style. And apartments, yeah, the condo style apartment, apartment style will struggle this year because, as you can see, our new listing inventory is climbing. It's not as high as last year. I think a lot of people seen the prices softening for apartments already throughout Calgary last year. So those listings coming off the market, maybe they're holding up to see how we do in the spring, and the sales dramatically low in apartment style in comparison in the last 4 years. However, you have to remember when we had such a huge competitive market for homes, like detached homes and semi-detached homes, and the prices were increasing in double digits, like 10%, 20% a year for the last 4 years. Apartments were the most affordable product. Therefore, we had more sales in the last 4 years in that area. That's going to be slowing down. We have tons of new product is coming up on the market, and that is also building. So we're going to be seeing thousands of condo units coming in the market in both rental and non-rental um, fields. So the apartment will be struggling price wise because you have to compete if you want to sell, but it's great for somebody if you're a buyer who wants to buy, or if you're an investor you want to buy. And rent has went down but still relatively healthy in Calgary. And to be successful in the spring market in 2026, know your market. And I am showing this particular graph. So this is for February, right? And what that shows to you that we have experienced the price adjustment throughout city of Calgary. But as you can see, not all sections of Calgary went through the same price adjustment. So for example, your Northwest, which is like Tuscany, Scenic Acres, Hidden Valley, Hawkwood, Edgemont, Varsities, Bowness, the price went down to 3.9% by 3.9%. And the average price is 618,000 for that area. The north, so that's where you have like Sage Hill and Livingston, that far north area over Stony Trail. The price went at 7.1%, And also it's because there is a lot of entry product that's coming in for the new builds. And the builders have some inventory that they have to unload, and they will be driving the price slightly lower. Northeast, so that one had the biggest drop in price, 8.6% price adjustment for the northeast section of Calgary. That one also once said that because they experienced such a huge jump last year, that there was more adjustment that they able to do, where majority of Calgary kind of more adjusted last year down, where northeast section went up. So that's why they a little bit on the highest interest I'm sorry, on the highest rate to adjust the price down. East of Calgary is also experiencing, and southeast experiencing the biggest drops at over 7.5% and 6 to 6.2% down in the price. And it's also because there is so much new development, new builds coming up, especially in that southeast corner, as in the entry product. So it drives the price slightly low. However, if you look in the south, that price is a 4% down. The homes that are building there maybe are slightly more expensive, and that area when you go to like Evergreen and Sundance, Minapur, they still higher in price just because either closeness to the Fish Creek Park or closeness to the lake communities, right? Downtown had 3% adjustment, and you have to remember there's a lot of condos that entering downtown area, so the competition is rising in various small area for that. So the price did go down a little bit, 3%. So that's kind of the least price adjustment in the inner city. And then the west of Calgary actually slightly increased for February. West in Calgary, that's when you look in Aspen Hills, Springbank, kind of everything over the Sutter Trail, right? Um, and it's still high in demand, partially because being on the west side, the land is more expensive there. The majority of a private schools are there, great schools in the area, and close proximity to exit to the mountains west of Calgary is still super, super popular there. So, and I know like Robin and I keep, I'm going to switch this. Here I am. Robin and I keep saying that in Calgary is not all equal. The satellite cities like Okotoks, Chestermere, Airdrie, Cochrane, they're not all equal. You have to know what your market is doing. Where Airdrie and Chestermere are going through the adjustment period of the price, most likely is going to be going down. Okotoks is holding their price strong. It still has lacks of inventory. And anything south of Okotoks, like High River, Diamond Valley, very little inventory, and the very competitive market. We're still seeing the prices going up. When you look in the Chestermere market, majority of the new builds that enter in the market is quite more money, but you get a little bit more home in comparison to Calgary, bigger lot, triple garage, fully finished, you know, 2,500 square feet homes with illegal basements, and a little bit different market. Airdrie is having a lot of new builds. Cochrane, again, depending on the area, it's holding its value for the most part, but it does have lots of new build products coming to the market, which makes it higher listings, more competitive, but good for the buyers. So the price is a little bit better and lots to choose from. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what the Calgary market is doing, how we're performing over 10-year average. And of course, if you guys thinking of doing anything real estate wise this year or next 6 months or next month, you're not sure where you stand, please contact myself and Robin Moser. And we would love to help you out and at least make your plan. And what are we doing today? We are actually giving away a prize because it is first week of March. So as you guys know, we give away a prize after. Oh, keep pushing the wrong screen. There you go. We're giving a prize away the first week of the month, and we are giving away this amazing smoker cocktail set. It's an electric. It comes with a 6 different wood chips, and you can smoke your cocktails individually, which is, according to Robin, who actually have done quite a lot of smoking cocktails in her life, is a really great option. So I already have my Wheel of Fortune. Let me open this up. And goodness, where is, I did so many things today. Okay, here you go. And March 4th. Thank you everybody who entered because there was a lots of new enterings this time. So, and I'm just gonna go for it. Nina Bruchette, you won this amazing cocktail set for smoking. And I'm gonna just do the screenshot of it. Congratulations. And if you guys wondering how as one can win, so throughout the March month, you can please watch our show, the Tipsy Realtors. We obviously on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, and then YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So every time you see our Tipsy Realtor show on any of the social media, please like, love, share, tag your friends, even if you just like the cocktail, you don't care about the real estate topic at all. And if you suggest a topic, maybe a cocktail or topic we should talk about, you get the 2 entries for the to win the prize. I don't know what the prize is going to be next for this month yet, because Robin left and you can leave me with one, but I'm sure it's going to be something spectacular and probably fantastic for the spring. What are we doing next show? So next show, we're doing the Russian Spring Punch. We're going with spring and Russian, not political at all. And we're talking about completely relaxed topic. It's how to punch up your curb appeal at the springtime. And hopefully that does not include the snow. Thank you for watching. And again, if you guys have any real estate questions in terms of buying, selling, investing, building, please contact myself, Anna Taranova, and Robin Moser. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.